Was Ash Ketchum actually the chosen one in Pokemon the movie 2000? Or was it just a translation poopy poo poo? Let's talk about it. Hey Charles, it's everyone, how are you today? The Pokemon anime's original Japanese script versus the English dub. Like any translated work, a one-to-one translation and localization is basically an impossibility and certainly an impracticality. And thus, throughout the process of translation and localization, all kinds of fascinating differences emerge amongst the different versions of, in this case, the Pokemon anime. Ranging from minor to amusing to jarring to wildly misleading. And in this video, we will be breaking down one of the differences between the Japanese and English versions of the anime that you asked me to take a look at. What was actually said in the second Pokemon movie's The World Will Turn to Ash prophecy? Considering that Ash is not called Ash or anything that means anything like Ash in the original version of the show, meaning that the English dub's play on words doesn't make any connection to your boy Ash Ketchum in the original version at all whatsoever if directly translated back into Japanese. So what did the original script actually say or not say about Ash in the legendary bird prophecy? That is what we are about to break down. And if you like this topic, then you will probably enjoy the other videos in the series of English dub versus Japanese script differences that I'm currently working on. So please do subscribe. Kindly turn that like button to Ash for the YouTube algorithm. And let's jump right in. Pokemon the movie 2000 The Power of One, or Legendary Pokemon Lugia Emergence in Japanese. Titles which immediately indicate a difference in framing between the Japanese original and the English dub. But either way, the movie tells a relatively simple story. Classically stupid-looking Pokemon villain Lawrence III, a Pokemon collector, yearns to set a legendary prophecy into motion by capturing Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres to send nature into a frenzy in order to summon the beast of the sea, Lugia. 23 movies deep, you have probably got the idea of what this kind of character is up to. Anyways, in the midst of this assault on the natural balance of the world, Pottercheeks and his friends are caught in an unnaturally fierce storm during their travels in the Orange Islands because Lawrence III captured Moltres and are washed ashore on Shamouti Island, which is an obvious reference to Shamouti oranges in English because Orange Islands, but in Japanese, the island name Ashiato evokes images of Earth and Asia. Either way, upon arrival, local festival maiden / horndog Melody soon chooses Ash as the chosen one for the island community's upcoming festival. Ashy Boy's task will involve collecting a crystal ball from each of the 3 legendary birds' islands and taking them to a shrine guided by a funny slow king, after which the festival song, which is Lugia's song, will be played to commemorate his victory. Basically, as Ash works towards completing his mission, Lawrence III succeeds at throwing the world into chaos and summoning Lugia, and, well, check out the movie if you are interested, but for now, let us zero in on the aforementioned prophecy, which in English goes like this. Disturb not the harmony of fire, ice, and lightning, lest these titans wreak destruction upon the world in which they clash. Though the water's great guardian shall rise to quell the fighting, alone its song will fail. Thus the earth shall turn to ash. O chosen one, into thine hands bring together all 3, their treasure combined, tame the beast of the sea. And to emphasize the most well-remembered and most talked about element of the prophecy, the world will turn to ash. Clearly, this is a clever play on words, as while the average mom, dad, or bum normie, well, to such people it may simply appear to foretell the destruction of the world. But all the cool kids out there will immediately recognize that this means the world will turn to none other than village wildman Ash Ketchum when the poopy poops hit the fan. However, as regular viewers of this channel know, and as we have discussed in more depth in a previous video about Ash's name in the original script is Satoshi, not Ash. Satoshi is in turn a reference to the creator of the Pokemon games, Satoshi Tajiri, and Satoshi Tajiri's first name Satoshi is a reading of a kanji that means wisdom, intellect, or reason, and has absolutely nothing to do with Ash's ash trees or Ashton Kutcher. As such, this particular pun simply does not make sense in Japanese, and so we must ask, what did the original prophecy say about Ash/Satoshi, and did it even speak about a chosen one? To answer that question, the original Japanese version of the prophecy goes like this. The gods of fire, lightning, and ice must not be disturbed, or else heaven and earth will be enraged and the world will be brought to ruin. The god of the sea will appear to prevent the world's destruction, and yet the god of the sea will fail to prevent the world's destruction. Only the coming of a great manipulator will ease the wrath of the gods. As we can see, there is no specific reference to Ash or Satoshi whatsoever. Furthermore, there isn't even the sense that the prophecy calls forth a singular chosen one who is preordained to rise to the cause. Simply that an incredible manipulator of events will step forward and restore nature to the status quo. Anyways, while the English translation zeroes in specifically on Ash Ketchum, the original Japanese script makes his role seem a little bit more happenstance. Translation is never a one-to-one oranges to oranges ordeal, so I cannot fault the localization team for the liberties they took with the prophecy, and I have to say that the English dub prophecy is particularly poetic, beautiful, and gets the meaning of the whole thing across wonderfully well. That said, the lack of an Ash-centered pun, and the way in which the Japanese version is focused more on the ritual than the man himself, the actor in the festival, has somewhat of a different feel to it, which is all the better reason to get immersed in learning the Japanese language and coming over for a stay to get immersed in the world in which Pocket Monsters was created. On the whole, I think this is a good translation and a localization effort that simply took the fun to the next level with the Earth will turn to ash pun, as regardless of which version of the movie we watched, we all knew that indeed the world would turn to ash and that he would be the de facto chosen one. Because that is what happens in every Pokemon movie, right? And not only that, but may I just reiterate that the English version of the prophecy is simply beautiful. Of course, when it comes to the English dub of the Pokemon anime, there is the occasional Pidgeot boof in the anime's translation, but this one certainly gets the pass in my books. But how about you? Which version of the prophecy do you prefer? Which English dub line should I compare to original Japanese line in the next entry in this series? I'm curious what you think. And with that, here's a shout out to today's sponsor. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators that is dedicated to helping you improve your skills while deepening existing passions and getting lost in creativity. And better yet, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description box or my code charusharu will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. That's right, an opportunity to explore the entire Skillshare class library for free for an entire month. I first started using Skillshare in 2020 to beef up my storytelling and art abilities, and the skills I've acquired have really helped my side hustles take off. And if you are looking to start your own side project, then I recommend Starting a Successful Side Hustle by Ali Abdal, who explains how to start, continue, and succeed at your side projects, all while providing valuable techniques to help you stay consistent, drive your project forward, and have fun while you're at it. Of course, there are thousands of other awesome classes to level up with on Skillshare, and the value for money is something special. So be sure to click the link in the description or use my code charusharu to claim your free trial of Skillshare Premium. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And with that said, have yourself a good one, and I will see you in the next video.